What radio? The music you want.
With your host, Keys Dan.
You're like a crazy person!
RadioWhat.com.
What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, I encourage you to go to DJLittleRock.com. Do it. Do it now. Yeah. Today on the program, I have David from Don't Have a Crap Attack Cosplay. Yeah, I found him on Instagram. It looked like a pretty interesting dude. I want to know more about David from the Don't Have a Crap Attack Cosplay. Let's find out more. Let's do it. This week's shows, let's see, it's Thursday. Oh, tomorrow night, Friday night, I'll be at the RAB, the usual Friday night dance party, karaoke jam. They got the full bar, the kitchen is open, the pool tournament going on, and then you can have some fun and dance with me. Dance the night away at the RAB in Conway, Arkansas. That starts at 8 p.m. and it goes to the wee hours of the morning, but at least close to 2 in the a.m., way past your bedtime, you know, because you're sensible like that. All right, party people. Well, let's get into it with David from Don't Have a Crap Attack Cosplay. Let's call David now.
Hello?
Hi, is this David?
Yes, hi, good morning.
Oh, all right. Of the Don't Have a Crap Attack Cosplay?
Yes, that's me.
Well, this is Keys Dan from the What Makes You Famous podcast. How's your day?
Good, it's going good. We just left, we actually took a little personal day and went to a hotel and just kind of swam and got away and relaxed for a little bit, so it's going really well.
I like a personal day and swimming, especially in this hot summertime. I'm not sure where you're located in this great world of ours. What
We
area?
live in Michigan, actually, about mid-Michigan. In Flint. Well, we live north of Flint, actually.
Okay, how's the weather up there?
Right now it's about 82, in the low 80s.
Low 80s, and that's cool in the summertime. And you've been swimming today. You took a day off on a Thursday.
Yes.
Is that usual for you, or is that something that you just did for today?
Well, I actually work in hospitality and hotels, so my days are being off on the weekday is not unusual at all.
Okay, so I like that, hospitality. So did you get to do some swimming in the hotel swimming pool?
Yes, it was. We haven't been, unfortunately, we prefer actually all the lakes and that type of outdoor type swimming, but this was a pool, so we took what we had.
Hey, you know, membership has its privileges. I guess that's one of the perks of working in the hospitality. I almost said horse brutality. in the hospitality area. Okay.
Well, this wasn't actually the hotel where I work, because there's nothing more horrifying waking up where you work.
That is correct. That is correct. I know a lot of people that work from home, and that to me just I guess I work from home sometimes, and it feels like you wake up and you're at work.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like that would really mesh well. I'd rather keep that. Yeah, we knew a fellow that worked from home too, and his desk was right in his bedroom, and I don't know how you could separate it, but some people are better than others at that.
I suspect you're right. And that's something I'll have to work on. So I did mention it's David. I don't even know your last name, David. I found you on Instagram, and you seem like a pretty cool person.
Well, thank you. I don't know about that, but the last name is Stackable.
Stackable.
If that's important, yeah.
Yeah, David Stackable. That's a great last name. Where would that be from in the world?
Apparently, I guess it's Irish, and where that came from.
Man, the way that names are formed, Stackable. You figure, well, maybe somebody in the past was a stacker of sorts. I wonder what they were stacking. That sounds great.
Yeah, I never really looked the origin up. My dad said that he tried, and I guess he told me years ago, and I don't know if there's any validity to it. Apparently, it's pretty popular over there, and I do have actually some relatives that live in the UK that I have found later in life, and there's quite a number of us running around.
Okay. All right. Stack the stackables, man. I like it. I like it a lot. We need more stackables in this world of ours. It makes things a little more convenient.
Thank you.
So, Don't Have a Crap Attack Cosplay. That's an interesting name. I'm pretty sure the etymology of it. Where did you come up with that name?
Well, actually, it just started really with doing the Tina Belcher thing. And I have a background, my degree is in marketing in that, and I didn't really think that out. I wanted it something associated with Tina Belcher, because Tina came around as an accident, actually. I was working with Roxitano, and we were doing, we have a small little geeky business, and she was going to do Tina. And I thought, I had never worn women's clothing or anything in my life, and I thought, hey, do you still have that stuff? Let me take a look, just as a joke. And it turned out it worked really well for Tina, and she took some pictures and said post it, and people had encouraged me to go on, and I'm very awkward still to this day in Tina's clothing. In fact, I wear shorts under it because there's no way I wouldn't. And it just really picked up really well, and it was very popular, and I wanted to kind of associate my cosplay with my page with Tina. And while it's super long and it's really it's very much a pain, it's actually Don't Have a Crap Attack _ which makes it even more difficult to remember, but I'm happy with where it's at. I just wanted to associate with Tina.
No, I like it a lot. Now, I wondered about that. You seem like an interesting fellow, and I wondered if maybe drag was something that you did as a hobby, or if it was something that you maybe a lifestyle. But I think you might
no, not at all. The only time I ever really do Tina is at any kind of like con function, something like that, because I'm super. We tried to do pictures at a place outside of the con, and it was just insanely uncomfortable.
I get it.
Well, so I'm just, like I said, just at cons and stuff where she's recognized and the character's recognized, and that type of thing where I can get the attention where people can understand that. No, I'm, like I said, in the character, she's extremely awkward on the show, and me being in the clothing is awkward, so it does play off really well. And I guess being older, it just goes well, and it's super popular. It's the most fun character I have, most popular character I have. Outside of the No Face now, I guess, it would be a very close second. But I just love doing it. It's so much fun to do that, and some of the recognition I've gotten with that from some of the celebrities has been really good too. So Tina's not going anywhere soon.
Yeah. So, I imagine that going to a Comic-Con of some kind, it's probably a little easier because people never know what to expect there, but they're a little more endearing and loving in that area, in that bubble of Comic-Con. And to see a Tina Belcher coming down and looking at the way you do, and it is very fun. I look at it in pictures, and I'm seeing, yeah, if this dude came at me looking like Tina Belcher, I would have to stop and ask a few questions and perhaps take some pictures. Yeah. So what experiences have you had, and how long have you been doing this Tina Belcher cosplay?
I think Tina started in July of last year, maybe. I don't know the first time when I took Tina out. The first con I went to I remember I was going to say, I know we did a vending event in the Lansing con in July, and I had worn it out prior to that. So I'm trying to think. It wasn't the Michigan Comic-Con. It had to be sometime It would have been at a Comic-Con that we vended at. The first time I really took it out, I think, would have been the Michigan Comic-Con. I think would have been in August.
All right, David.
Yeah, but I was not vending at that time. But yeah, it was the first time I did that, and that's when I got to meet Yaya Han and that was when it was really fun. That was really fun that day. It was the first. Yeah, and then I did the mashup with Tina and Negan from Walking Dead.
So what would you have called that? The Tina and Negan?
Just Tina Negan and that.
Okay. To Negan.
And,
hey.
Yeah, there's part of a group of photographers and cosplayers that meet once a month, and I had taken it. I had done some of the stuff with Tina then out and about. That's right, because that's where most of it had come from, and we had gone to some locations and that where I had done like Tina trying to dress up like the Joker, and so it was a little messy. Very much Tina-esque, where she would have done it and different things like that. But I think it was the Michigan Comic-Con where I had really, really done Tina outside of vending or anything like that. But it was nice, but still, even when we were vending, I was walking around, we took turns. And it really was, it was fun. It was fun. And the cosplay beach party too was another one. That was probably one too where I just done Tina.
Sounds like a passion, David Stackable. Don't have a crap attack _cosplay. That's a mouthful right there. when I introduce you or reintroduce you. Now, under on your Instagram, it says cosplayer and cosplay photographer. Time for the charm bomb to explode. And he, him straight, Tina Belcher fan. Now, Tina Belcher, where is she from?
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, I knew that. I like that show so much. I just wanted you to say it. And then it says you're a photographer. You do photographs. Do you photograph other people?
Well, I actually, I haven't done much of the photography lately. I was doing some of it here and there, but I had done some in the past, but now it's mostly, I've given that up mostly for cosplay now. And then actually I've done some for.
Now, what's the advantage of doing the cosplay?
Some here and there.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And I do some for Roxitano. She's, we're together, so I do some for her and that. And then mostly, I pretty much kind of just do the cosplay thing now. And this photography is very much down at the bottom. I found that as I'm Roxitano's photographer, and I kind of found that more than anything, as I started to develop, I had overcome some fears that I had about cosplay, and just started doing more cosplay.
Now, I'm familiar with Roxitano. I follow her as well. I think she's wonderful. And so you say you're a couple?
Yes.
That's fabulous. That is wonderful. How long have you guys been together?
Well, we've known each other since, I don't even remember. We've probably known each other for 10 years. We were married, divorced, and have back together again. We both have been taking care of our mom who has cancer. So through that, we redeveloped a relationship.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your mom, but I'm so glad that your relationship has stuck together.
Thank you.
It seems like you and her are meant to be.
Well, I guess that's one way to put it.
Through thick and through thin. So, all right, you're an older cosplayer, and how long have you been cosplaying? Is it in your older life, or where did this all start?
It was older. It's only been a year. The first time I cosplayed was this 2019? It would have been 2018 at Motor City Comic Con.
That's the first time you cosplayed.
It was a little over a year. I mean, outside of being a kid or whatever, when my mom made me a Ultraman costume and I never took it off for Halloween, but but I mean, actual cosplay, when I finally decided to go ahead and do that.
All right. Well, I'm 50 years old. How old a man are you?
I'm 53.
53 and just started cosplaying. You know, you're never too
Yep.
old. You're definitely never too old.
No, actually, you're not. There's the issues with age play here and that, and I mean ageism. But the truth is, you know, older people, you know, there's cosplay for everybody. That's really what it comes down to, and that you just have to not worry about what people say and just do what you like. And if you like the character like that, it just go and enjoy.
Now you mentioned Ultraman. I enjoyed that character. He's one of the ones that fought Godzilla, isn't he?
Yes, exactly. When I lived in you know, when I was a child, and that he used to come on Saturdays after the cartoon, so I would eagerly await that and watch that. You know, the live action type stuff, you know, and all that. So yeah, he was. It was a big deal to stick around. I think he came on at like noon, 12:30, something like that. And yeah, I was big, very, very big on the whole Ultraman thing.
Oh, I think I've wasted whole Saturdays watching Kung Fu movies and Godzilla movies. Yes, for sure. He's the one. Now, did he say a certain word when he grew big enough to fight Godzilla? What was the word? I don't remember.
Oh, I can't. That I actually can't remember.
I know there was a word. Okay, so let's say that was your first incarnation of your first cosplay. But yes, you were a kid and it was Halloween. Now, was it strictly for Halloween, or you said you wore this like all the time?
Well, she made it for Halloween, but I just kept wearing it.
You know that.
You know,
if I could be Ultraman, I would just rock Ultraman all the time.
Yeah, she made it for Ultraman, and then I just kept wearing it. She actually was pretty good at that kind of thing at the time, and it was a great costume. So, you know, I'd come home from school and I'd put it on and go running around in it, you know, and I guess that was just something I did. She made a Godzilla one, of course. Naturally, that never came off, you know, until it got tore up, and then.
Well, that sounds like a good childhood. How was your mom and dad? What did mom do? Was she a seamstress, or what did she do for?
No, she was a stay-at-home mom. You know, back then that she stayed at home. I have two sisters, and my dad worked. He was a mechanical contractor, and then decided he was tired of being on the road and doing all that stuff, and decided he was going to go into. He ended up working for General Motors.
Yeah. So yeah, I like stay-at-home mom. That is the hardest job in the whole wide world, and yeah,
she did not have it easy.
And it's so good for the kids to have somebody there all the time guiding them. Do you feel like your childhood was probably better or worse or indifferent because mom stayed at home?
I think it was. I guess at this point in time, I think it just depends on the time era, you know, the time factor and society, you know, take on what society was. That's just the way society was back then. So I don't know if it was better or worse based on today, and that, because I don't think you can really compare it with the way things were based on technology with today, and that I don't really think you can make a fair comparison.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I can see what you mean. We're approximately the same age, but my mom did work quite hard to support the family, and yeah, it was tough because my brother and my sister and I were home alone a lot, and I wish mom could have stayed at home and taken care of us and maybe guided us more. But I think, well, maybe it taught us independence. There might be two sides of the coin on that one. David Stackable of the Don't Have a Crap Attack _ cosplay as out there in Michigan. Okay, now you say you go to Comic-Cons. Let's go back. What did your dad do?
He was a skilled tradesman. When he went into GM, he was
right.
He refrigeration guy. He decided that's what he wanted to do, and because it was, you know, cool in the summer and warm in the winter, and he ended up retiring out of there.
That sounds like a stand-up job to me. That's great.
Yeah.
Taking care of the family. And you say you had brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have two sisters.
Two sisters. How was it like growing up with two sisters?
I was older, and they came around a little later, and actually it wasn't bad. They were fine, and later in life, we're separated. One still lives up north, and the other one lives in the Metro Detroit area now. And
did you feel like you had to protect them, being girls, ladies?
they were fairly, to a point, but they grew up to be able to protect themselves. They can handle themselves pretty well.
That's excellent. Ladies, protect yourselves. That's right. Be tough. Don't be weak.
Yep. Yeah, they were just fine on their own.
So this is all pre-cosplay in the eras. You got out of high school. I mean, what kind of clubs were you doing in high school? What kind of activities?
I was just a basic student and doing normal, everyday, average stuff. And then after that, I was pretty close after that. I got out in 84, and then 85, I joined the military, and I left.
Oh, okay.
And then came home from that, and then actually
tell me about your military
wasn't home
experience.
very long, and then got married, and from there, that was just worked, and it was a pretty, I guess, pedestrian kind of a thing, after that, and then got divorced. And
okay. Tell me about your military life. I don't know if you're cutting in or out or anything, but tell me about the military experience.
I was going to say, I think I got a good thing. I look like I got a good thing. The military thing wasn't anything special. I didn't do anything more than anybody else, and
And then after that, you went to work for what kind of work did you do?
I came out of there, and then I got a job. Actually, ended up got a job where I wanted to weld. I was big on the whole welding thing. I had seen that, and I had done that, and I got a job welding for a while, and then got hired by Mobil Oil for a while. Worked for them.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, for quite a while, I worked for Mobil, and then I decided I wanted to move north into the woods, into the country, and then I was fortunate enough because my dad had moved to the woods in the country in northern Michigan, and then I was fortunate enough to get a job in property management, and I stayed in that, until I moved into hospitality in 2002.
See, that sounds great. And so you take care of people. What kind of work do you do in the hospitality field?
Well, I was sick there for a couple of years, so now I'm back in. Now I'm in the full service hotel thing. I work in the banquets department, setting up banquets and stuff, and taking care of that. And it's a new arena for me, and it's different, and it's interesting, and working in that and getting past that, getting my foot in the door, if you will, again. And it's been unique and different. So.
Well, David Stackable, I go to hotels quite a bit. I do a lot of weddings and events, and I work hand in hand with the banquet people. So without you, the event would not go over as well as it should. People need to eat. People expect to eat when they come to these events, and you're an integral part of making people happy at these events. Yeah. Well,
it's definitely the servers and the setup people and all that stuff. It's a part of the hotel industry I'm very unfamiliar with, but it's definitely unique, and different people and a different side of people I haven't seen. We had a reunion, a 50th reunion, and before when you do the math, they were pretty rowdy. They were fun.
For sure. Okay. So you've had some time.
Unexpectedly rowdy, which was really fun and interesting. And it actually, the job is different. It's good. It's different all the time. And I actually like it. I like it a lot more than what I was doing in the past. So.
Okay, so you've had some jobs in the past. Now let's go back to when you were a photographer. and you were into that. Were you really into it? Did you have a great camera and you went to studied some?
It was
somewhat?
just like a secondary. It was more of a secondary hobbyish kind of incoming thing. It wasn't really anything too serious. I was still working and doing that type of thing on the side.
Oh yeah, I like taking pictures a lot and posting them up and what have you. You have a big presence on your Instagram, and I did find your Facebook, David Tina Belcher Stackable. So you're really living vicariously through Tina Belcher. She's become a part of your persona of sorts. The no face, I'm not quite familiar with that. I know it's is it some kind of an anime? What is the no face?
Yes, it's from Spirited Away.
Okay, and what is Spirited Away?
It's an anime, and yeah, he's a character from an. Yeah, he's a demon. He's a main character with the demon, and the other main character is Sen, and Roxy or Roxatano plays Sin in there too, and that. So she's that was actually No Face is the first real 100% ground up, built from the ground up cosplay that I've done.
So how hard was that to put that together?
I have the link from the tutorial the lady put out on there from, I think, 2013, and it dealt with a lot of like modeling clay and paper mache, which I hated it when I was a kid, and I still hate it this many 40 years later or 45 years later. But it wasn't that hard. It was just a little bit more time consuming and that, but it really wasn't that hard. And putting together the cloak and everything and attaching it to the mask I made, it wasn't hard. It was just more time consuming than anything, and taking my time and being a little bit more precise. It was actually fun. I have plans to take that out, because in the character is kind of a representation of human nature. So he offers you gold, and then he consumes you, and he becomes like, if you're greedy, he becomes greedy, and so on. But my intent here is I'm to have a photo shoot scheduled, working on when I have time, is walking through like a smaller downtown area and just offering people random, fake gold to see, and just taking photos like that of him just to see their reaction. So I'm looking forward to that.
So David Stackable, are those the two cosplays that you do?
There's a Joker that I do. I started out with like the spoony Joker from Gotham City Breakout, then it developed into a more classic Joker. I don't, just because the way he treats Harley Quinn, I don't really care for the Joker, but we do it with Roxatano. She does some really good Harley Quinns, and she's really good at it. So we do it together. I like cosplaying together, and that, and I think, yeah, and then I'm working on like a gender bent Harley Quinn, and she's going to be my Poison Ivy with that. So, and then Joker as well with that. So that should be pretty good. That's more of a black tie kind of a thing that I'm doing with that. So that'll be fun.
All right, David Stackable, the Don't Have a Crap Attack _ cosplay. I noticed some background voices in the background there. Who's with you?
That's Roxatano.
You're being prompted. Is she giving you a little help on this podcast?
Yeah, she is.
That's good. See, it is a good relationship. She talks,
yeah.
and you she tells you what to say, and then you talk. No,
a little bit. Yeah, she's been very helpful, and that's the way she's always been.
Now, I noticed on your Instagram, I'm guessing that the Michigan cosplayers have to be pretty tight knit, and I know Michigan's a pretty big state, but I noticed that some of your photos were taken by Forest Edge Photography. Do you know Anna and Jay?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, Jay's a fabulous photographer. Anna is a great, great friend. She's super supportive. She's a spectacular cosplayer. Always there when you need her. She's great. And Jay too. Jay's been a great friend and a fabulous photographer. Always there. Another one. Always there when you need her. They're great friends to both of us.
All right.
Yeah. They when Roxy, well, her name's Roxanne, but when Roxanne had surgery, they were there came up and visited and helped, and they're just great people. Yes.
That is very tight knit. I'm here in Arkansas myself, and I know the Arkansas cosplay community is very tight knit as well. And if you're trying to find a place to be, if you feel like you're weird, and I'm talking to the listeners, if you feel, wow, you know what, I really like these superheroes. No, I don't just like wearing a superhero t-shirt. I want to be a superhero. I want to be one of these characters. I want to dress up like one of these characters, but I don't want to wait for Halloween. I encourage you to get together with the cosplayers of your area. It's so tight knit. It's so loving. Is that the feelings that you get, David Stackable, when you hang out with your fellow cosplayers?
Yes, that's it. I think that it can be very warm. It can be very, very, very helpful. It can be that way. And then just like, you have to keep an open mind and not be discouraged, because just like any group, it doesn't matter if you're part of a bowling or a sporting club or whatever. There's always going to be the negative people or the cliques, but don't give up. Just keep, if that's what you want to do, just keep following it. There are good people out there that are really supportive, that want to help other people and promote the hobby. And that just keep looking, because you'll find them. There are really great people out there that are fun, that are helpful, that want others to succeed.
Now, David Stackable, you said you haven't always lived in Michigan. Where else have you lived?
Well, actually, yeah, technically I have lived in Michigan all my life outside of the military. So, no, I'm sorry if I led you on to that or answered the question incorrectly.
Where did you go with the military? What at least?
I lived in Utah for 2 years, and then I went overseas for a while, and then was kind of bounced around there. We did some different deployments and that over there. But other than that, and then I finished out in real close to Las Vegas, so.
Well, you got to see a little bit of the world, at least. That's one thing that the military can provide. I mean, other than having to fight people, I guess that comes with its own problems. I wish we didn't fight. Please, let's not fight, man. Make love, not war, right? But that's a whole nother story.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So, what do you think? I mean, let's go with whatever's on your mind. We've talked about cosplay. We talked a little bit about photography and your hospitality and your relationship with Roxitano that seems to be so good and loving and supportive. And I know you're helping each other out with the sick mama. I'm so sorry about that. But
thank you.
Tell me more. Tell me other things that you want to tell to the people, David Stackable. And I've been stalking your David Tina Belcher Stackable Facebook, and yes, there it is. There's Anna commenting on your best no face ever. But any other things you want to tell the people? I mean, your hospitality, your cosplay, your photography. What else are you, David Stackable?
Well, I also really, Roxy and I also really love the outdoors too. We're big into camping and fishing and all that kind of stuff as well. We're big on that, although we haven't had much time to do that this year, but I think that's actually going to change now. We love camping. We did quite a bit last couple of years. We're out, and I try to fish as much as I can. When I can. But, I've always been big on all of that stuff. Gosh, I can remember since I was a kid. We do live where we live. It's full of rivers and lakes, and I'm an avid fly fisherman as well. So, it's not just all the nerdy stuff too. So, we do enjoy that. We're real big on that type of stuff.
Well, it's nice that you found somebody that you can share the outdoors with. It takes a certain kind of person to go outside. You have all the comforts inside your house, and you want to pack up, maybe a toothbrush and a backpack and go outside and sleep outside. That sounds crazy to some people, but that's something that you enjoy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've been doing that since I was a guy. I think 5 is when we started camping as my parents and that, and we, before I got ill and I was working, I bought a tent. Roxy and I weren't together at the time, and then she said, wanted to go, and we just started camping, and I found that I really, really liked the tent thing. She liked it too, and that's just what we did, and started enjoying that again, and I found that outside of the RV thing, I really enjoyed the tent aspect, and it's a lot more portable and easy to get around, and it's been great. It really has been. I love it, and it's outdoors, and we're also big in the gaming thing. We both like our Dungeons and Dragons. We're both in video games. Yeah, I'm still 53, but I still have my Xbox One, and we do play a lot. And that I was a little late to the party, but Fallout. I mean, I bought my first computer just to play Diablo, not for the internet. So my sisters had that, and her husband had a computer, and they showed me the game and one time, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have this. So I didn't buy a computer to get on the internet. I bought a computer to play a game, and it just kind of kicked off from there. And that, so, we, like I said, we do enjoy our anime and we're kind of picky about what we watch, but we're late to the party with My Hero, but we love it too. It's really, really good.
I think I watched one half of an episode of My Hero Academia, and I was starting to get into it. But there's with the way that I have my work schedule, where I fill all my time with other things, I need to find one day where I can just sit and have fun. I think I'm doing lazy Sunday. What's your day of relaxation? Do you have one every week, or is it various?
It's when we can get it in. Like last Saturday, we had a wedding, so I didn't. And then Roxanne went to do a photo shoot in Ann Arbor with, Jay and Anna, and then and Rob too. Rob's a great photographer too from, I believe, RBJ Photography, and she went after that. I dropped her off and then had to go to work, and then she went to Anna and Jay's house, and I picked her up. But by the time the wedding was over and we did what we had to do, we didn't get home till 4. So that was Saturday. So Sunday was like the relaxation day where we caught up, and we watched most of our anime on demand. Is the way we have to do it, just because it's the way it has to be done. So.
Oh yeah, I've cut the cord. No more cable. It's Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, and I might cut one of those.
And we have Funimation too, because we watched it. Roxy's watching Dragon Ball, and she's loving it, which is really good. I'm so excited.
See, and these are things I'm late to the party for. And all right, we need to get Roxy on this podcast, because I hear her in the background. She's feeding you lines. Come on, how do we get her on?
Yeah, that would be great. She would love it. She would be great. She's so charismatic, and she's talkative, and she's better. She'd be better at it than I am.
No, I'm saying she could pop on right now. She's standing right there. Are you on?
She's right here. Yeah, here, take her.
What?
Go ahead.
What?
No,
Wait,
no.
what?
I wanted you to be part of it. And it not, it doesn't have to be taken over. But I noticed you're in the background. It's Roxitano, Roxanne, which is one of my favorite breakdance songs of all time.
At least you didn't do the police song.
All right, so we're finding the other half of David Stackable, the Don't Have a Crap Attack cosplay, and you're hanging out on the What Makes You Famous podcast with me, Keys Dan. So tell me something good about David Roxitano.
Well, the whole reason I'm even cosplaying is when we were together, we were still friends. He's the one that convinced me because I really thought I was too old. I thought I was too big. He's the one that showed me, no, look, cosplay is for everyone. You can do it. I wouldn't even be cosplaying if it wasn't for him.
No, your cosplay is wonderful, Roxitano. I appreciate all the effort that you put into it as well. Both of you, in fact, and you're building each other up. You're helping each other out. The family that cosplays together and does anything together, really. And you say you guys are gaming together and watching animes together. What's your favorite thing to do together? Oh, and you go out and in the outdoors as well. So, what's your favorite thing to do with David Stackable? Roxitano?
Probably one of the favorites is swimming. We've always, with our time, going to swim together. But to go into the cons together has been amazing, especially we've met some amazing friends. We're sharing the cosplay together.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Well, I know you weren't prepared to jump on the podcast, but
no.
Thank you so much. I just wanted you to say a few words about David and your relationship with him and how things are going and how he builds you up in cosplay. That's a great thing, and you take care of each other. All right, Roxitano, perhaps we'll talk a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll come back.
All right.
Hello.
And we're back. She gave me a little insight on your relationship and what she likes to do with you. And that's great, David Stackable. So tell me more. We have time. Tell me all about David Stackable.
Actually, to expound upon that, I have to say that she has been extraordinarily encouraging with me as well. It probably wouldn't be at this point either if it wasn't for her continuing on with me in my cosplay, helping me, with some of the stuff, picking out some things, doing that, with that. And she's been extremely encouraging and supportive, and that because, unfortunately, the cosplay thing, isn't always the easiest or the best or it's not all puppy dogs and rain. Sometimes it can be difficult. It can be very harsh at times. And that's,
How is it harsh? How so?
Well, it can be, there are, just like anything else that we've grown up in and we've learned, college, work, whatever. There are people that aren't exactly the most positive. There are,
about making a person.
Exactly. There's that. There's your own perfectionist
I'm sorry, I didn't hear her. What was it she said?
There are your own perfectionist attitudes that come to that. There are those that can be very negative that you run into at times, with everything too, with our own issues, and then there can be some others. There's not everybody. There's very few of those, but it's still, and as I've spoke to Anna and myself, we've discussed that, we do deal with the ageism issue.
Yeah.
That was my biggest concern too. Here you have this 53-year-old guy dressing up as a 13-year-old girl, but it's been well received, it's not always, I do get dirty looks here and there, but it's not really that bad. It doesn't, at this point, it doesn't bother me. I mean, the first time I wore I had to figure out how to go to the bathroom because I'd never worn a skirt before. Then you have the shorts under it with a belt, and I'm standing there trying to figure out what do I do, and everybody's looking at me. But fortunately, I'm not a small guy, so nobody's really messing with me. And I'm thinking, my God, this is really difficult. And finally, I figured I'll hold the skirt in my teeth, you know what I mean, and do it this way. Now I just go in the stall because that way I'm less of a spectacle.
I think you might have developed a appreciation for ladies that wear nice dresses that have to go to the lavatory.
Thank you for the compliment.
Yes. Then I had some lady telling me that one time, and this didn't actually bother me at all. She said I don't know, she loved my Tina, but then she knew I was a guy because of the back hair.
Oh,
that was actually good.
I think that adds a little flavor to your Tina.
Yes, it was. It was. Then I don't know if you remember Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
Bob Camp actually said, this is one of the things he said. He really, really loved my Tina.
Hey, that's nice. Good.
And
compliment.
it was like one of those things. It's like, well, we can just quit now. Let's just go home. I'm really happy.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can finish my life with a smile right now. No, that's good, and it's nice to be appreciated not only by fans but also by creators as well.
And then
yes, go ahead, David.
This year at the Great Lakes Comic-Con, Roxy and I were doing Tina and Louise, and then Roxy made this hamburger from the this prop with from that she was carrying around with Louise called in one of the episodes. The first episode, Louise changed the burger of the day to the child molester, so she made like a little prop with a hamburger and candy, and it comes with candy. Get it? The child molester.
Oh.
So Jim Dugan, the wrestler, was there, and we're walking by, and he's like, "Oh my God, I love you guys! It's great. Your team is great. Your Louise is great." And then Roxy goes up to him and says, "How do you like my burger? It's the child molester. Get it?" And then, and it's because it comes with candy. And then you should have seen it. His face just changes, because I don't know if he watched the show or. Oh, his daughter watched the show, and it's just his face just changed. Like, oh my God! Then he just like.
The woman with him, like this.
His wife liked it. She thought it was really funny, and then from then on in, he would just like ignore her.
No, then he realized his daughter watches that show. Maybe.
Yeah, and then he would ignore us, and it was really funny because she would wave every time we come by, and he would turn his head.
Yeah, you just maybe opened an eye.
And I'm like, yeah, we just offended a pro wrestler. It's like, yeah.
Yes, day complete. Check that off the bucket list box.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but it sounds like you have a lot of fun at Comic-Con.
Yes, we do. We do have some fun, but like I said, I was going through a little down period. But when I was billing, did the no face thing, I didn't think it was very good, and I had a lot of people like Roxy and Anna, and then Lori was helping me, and she was really supportive. But Laura Lunara was there and for me, and there are a lot of people that come out that they're very supportive, and they were helping me. They were, pushing me along with it. And then when I took it to Motor City, I was a lot more popular than I had anticipated, and I liked it. I enjoyed wearing it. It was just hot around the head area, but it's just part of what cosplay is.
The no-face character, I'm not familiar with the show or the movie, and I look at it, it's very ominous. Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine this coming at me and not being off-put a little bit. It's, I could see how people could give you a few looks. Now, at the Comic-Cons, you're probably okay, but it's the after Comic-Con when you have your late-night supper over at the local diner. That's probably where people are going to be looking at you in weird ways. Is that the experience that you have?
Well, actually, with when it's all done, normally, I take the wig off of Tina. I put on a normal. I always wear a Bob's Burgers shirt, and then if not, I just leave the shorts on and everything else. So I look kind of odd, especially like if it's winter time with her socks and the and the shoes. But with him, I'm just wearing black pants under it and a black long sleeve shirt, so I look pretty normal. It's with no face goes on easy and comes off easy, and. Oh yeah. Actually, how I got this job that I had, it was during the con. It was the first day. I had actually had an interview during the con, so I took that off, put it in the car, went to the interview because the place I work is down the street from the venue. Had the interview, came back, put it on, and just resumed the con.
That's hilarious, David. And did you come back to the con and say, just had an interview, nailed it?
Yeah, I actually got the job, but as I was in the place, getting the job, they have like a kind of a deli bar kind of a thing. As it turns out, John Cleese was having a drink in front of me, and Henry Winkler was eating behind me. Oh. And they didn't want to tell me because they didn't want me to say anything to him, which, I wouldn't have said anything because I wouldn't want to bother him unless I wanted to just like totally tank the interview, which, I don't know what I would have done. I might have thrown it away for John Cleese, and Henry Winkler. But as it turns out, that's the hotel where they all stay.
Oh, that's great. See, I lived in the Florida Keys in Miami, and that was a big hospitality area, a tourist area, and I got to meet up with so many people down there. It's got to be great working in the hotel industry. You never know who's coming in that door. And yes, John Cleese, Henry Winkler, the Fonz, and excellent, and Wanda.
So as a interesting story about Henry Winkler was in the restaurant that we have, I guess people were mobbing him and that, trying to get autographs while he was eating, and so naturally the hotel was trying to get people out, away from him, but he stopped them and said, no, he was with the fans. He wanted to be with them. He took time out of his dinner to meet the fans. He was very fan oriented. He stopped the hotel from pushing fans away. And that because he wanted to make sure everybody that wanted to see him, seen him, even during his dinner. I've heard he was very much a nice guy, and it turns out he really is.
That is sweet. Now, here's something funny. I told you that cosplayers stick together, and Anna just texted me. She says, hope you're having a good time with my buddy Dave. Told him last night that you're very natural to talk with, and time will fly by. Roxy says you heard her in the background and made her talk. LOL.
Yeah, Anna's awesome. We just love Anna and Jay. They're great. They really are.
Oh, for sure. I had such a good time talking with Anna, and I know she was talking about Jay and such, and cosplay, and I don't even know, but they might have mentioned you in there, and she might have mentioned you, but no, it was. I have such a good time talking to people in general, but in particular cosplayers, because I get to go to a lot of cons. I get to DJ at a lot of Comic Cons here in the Arkansas area. And I was, I don't know if I cosplay, but I've come to terms that I'm an original cosplayer. I put my light up goggles on, I light up my suspenders, I put on my lab coat, and I'm Dr. What. There's my original cosplay.
There we go. See, you're cosplaying.
Yes,
everybody can cosplay.
And then we go out to dinner afterwards, and here I am, having dinner with Joker and Harley and Superman, and there's Aquaman over there. What are we? We're all having dinner together. And people just look at us, and it's a lot of fun. So what's in the future for David Stackable's cosplay, the Don't Have a Crap Attack _ cosplay? What's in the future for you?
Well, we were talking about a Dragon Con as a possibility for Dragon Ball. Roxy and I, ended up going to 13 cons, I think, last year. Yeah. But there were some small ones. We're going to cut them down and do some different ones out of state we were looking at. Try that, some bigger ones, and see about that. We're looking at some camping trips and nothing really much. We're, unfortunately, we are dealing with a little bit with Roxy's mom, and that's okay, but we'll get in what we can. And that's, that's completely fine. And, right at the moment we're she's been put on hospice, so that takes a bit off of us.
Yeah.
In the home hospice, and that's good. That's actually sounds bad, but it's actually good for her. It saves her a lot of road trips and that for her doctor appointments, and we're kind of moving on with our stuff and getting on with what we were doing, and that's about it. For right now, there's nothing really spectacular.
You are spectacular. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
I appreciate seeing you in your pictures and seeing you and Roxy for that matter. You got David Stackhouse here, the Tina Belcher of Michigan. It's got to be great. I see it in pictures, and I go, wow, that has got to be great to see him live, or just walking through a con, looking the way he does, and just, yes, David, you're the coolest, man. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of nerve. And what advice do you have to people that want to cosplay? Well, I mean, not just the normal, I'm Batman and Wonder Woman, but cosplay the other characters. What advice do you have for the people?
Oh, I was just going to say, just make, the real key, I think, to cosplay is cosplay something you love. The character and all of that all comes out. One of the best examples I can give you is, the best examples I can give are Anna and Roxy. They both cosplay characters they love, and you can see that. And particularly it was actually about a couple days ago, when I had shot Roxy doing Harley, and we had went to Detroit, and we had taken some pictures by Atwater Brewery, and it was featured on Geek Girls later. She just embodies the Harley attitude because she loves her and she loves the character and that. And same thing with Anna with Boma and Midnight. She does such a good job, and I think that really just is the key, for that, for your cosplay. I think that's important, like the character. If you really like the character, cosplay the character, and don't let anybody stop you. There's tons of that, I mean, okay, so what we're talking about now is Roxy's going to do a gender bent version of All Might, and then I want to do Deku. But when he comes out initially with his first costume...
No, I'm doing the regular version of...
not a gender bent version, sorry. She's doing a regular version of him. I'm sorry, excuse me. All Might. And then I want to do Deku, but when he comes out with his first costume with those when he had the so obvious thing, and it's like, initially I thought, man, I'm too old and maybe too fat, but I'm like, too bad. I really like that. And that's the thing, who cares? It's not about that, and we'll have fun with it because we have others that are other characters that want to do it together, and just do what you love,
That's for sure. Yeah, I saw a meme. It said, how to have a bikini body. Have a body, put on a bikini. Done.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of those type of people and that are out there, and that to do that. Which, by the way, we did meet Nicole Marie Jean before when she was cosplaying more and doing less of the lewd stuff, and
right.
She is very down to earth, a very, very down to earth person, and I really liked her.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't snooty. She was very encouraging with cosplays, and that was her same thing. And she shared Roxy, in one of her stories on Instagram, and she's extremely down to earth and very funny, and
great.
And that, and it's just, I think it's just like anything, what we see and what really is totally different. Just go cosplay.
Yes, just go cosplay. Do it. And anything else you want to tell the people about you, David Stackable of the Don't Have a Crap _ cosplay? I'm just a regular person just doing what I like. That's it. And I think that you'll find that most of the people that do this, the bulk and the vast majority, are everyday people doing what they like. Yeah.
And that's it.
And I'm still stalking you on your Instagram. I finally found your Joker. That's a good Joker. I like the purple suit, man. You're a good looking dude.
Yeah. That's something too. I like to develop. I can dye anything now.
Hey,
I learned how to dye stuff.
That's a skill to have.
Sew, but
We were so scared too.
Actually, I like dying is easy now that I know what I'm doing.
Wait, that sounds like a sound bite. Dying is easy. That could be a movie. Spelled any way that you want. I guess if you spell, I guess it's spelled the same way. Dying is easy. All right, David Stackhouse. Any last words for the people, or how do they find you online?
It's
David?
actually Stackable, but I have no real words. Just do what you love, man. And thanks for having me.
No, how do they find you online, David Stackable?
All righty.
No. How do they find you online, David Stackable?
Oh, it's Instagram. It's don't have a crap attack _cosplay.
Is that the only place to find you online?
Yeah, pretty much. I have a Facebook page, but I'm not really active on it, so that's pretty much it. And the personal Facebook is not really cosplay. It's just personal.
Well, all right. I'll make sure to put the Instagram on the show notes so people know how to find David Stackable, the Don't Have a Crap Attack _cosplayer, Tina Belcher, No Face, Joker, hanging out with Roxitano, and a whole lot more, man. And hospitality. That says a lot about you, man, that you like people. You don't mind dealing with people. Is that
not at all. I actually was talking to Roxy about how much I like helping people.
Hooray! He's a helpy helperton. A good, outstanding man of society. All right, David, I've had a good time.
Well, the illusion is complete.
Hey! He's put the wool over my eyes.
Yes, I did.
Thank you, David Stackable. Any last words for the people?
No, just like I said, just if you want to cosplay, just, do your thing. It's fun. It's a lot more fun than you know. It looks fun. It's a lot of fun. It's way more fun than you can imagine.
Thank you so much, David Stackable.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it, party people. I knew it was going to be a whole lot of fun talking to David. It takes a lot of courage, nerve, a certain type of person to do drag, and I've done it. I've dressed like a girl before, and I wear my kilt. Ooh! I think all my Irish and Scottish people are going to be mad, saying that that's drag. No, it's not. It's a kilt, baby. It's a kilt. It's manly, very manly. But you see, I had the same issues wearing my kilt as David Stackable had wearing his Tina costume. How do you go to the restroom? How do you use the lavatory? Yes, do you lift the kilt up, the skirt up, and hold it in your teeth while you try to maneuver? That was an interesting portion of the show, I'll tell you. But I see good times, good things happening with David and Roxitano, for that matter, and the whole cosplay community there in Michigan. I'm so glad that they're tight-knit and they get together. It seems like cosplayers all around, they enjoy each other's company because they're like-minded, Halloween is one time a year, and a lot of people like to dress up for Halloween. But this means you get to dress up a lot more times through the year, and you get to have a feeling that the feeling you get when you dress up like your favorite character, your favorite superhero. Once you get out of your normal everyday clothes, you feel different. And I know when I get into my light up stuff, that's kind of fun. But when I DJ, I put my suspenders on, I put my bow tie on, I feel different. On the daily, I could be wearing shorts and a t-shirt, or, just wearing your slacks or what have you. But then when you go, when I go DJ and I put the suspenders and the bow tie on, it changes me. It gives me a little character. I become the MC. I become the DJ. And I liken that to cosplay, where you put the Batman outfit on, the Wonder Woman, the Aquaman, the Bulma characters, you can be Tina Belcher, Bob Burgers. That's a great show, by the way. But You put that on and you become a different person. You become that person. And then you get the adulation of all the people that come up to you and say, wow, that's great. That's Tina Belcher. That's great. My goodness. And then they want to take a picture with you, and they want to take a picture of you, and they just want to get to know you. And you get that good feeling when you become that person, that character. You get the notoriety. You get the yes, that character has been built and put together, and then you get a small portion of that feeling. Yeah, the love, the hate. I was talking to a cosplayer, and they dressed like one of the villains. What is it? Ursula from The Little Mermaid, and she's gotten the "I hate you." You're gonna get that too, So if you come up dressed like Darth Maul or one of the other villains, yeah, you're going to get, I don't like you that much. But expect that. And that's fun too. That's what you wanted. You wanted that to get that appreciation. So do it. Go out and cosplay. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are or how whatever, get out there. Have some fun cosplaying and do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Yeah, don't hurt anybody. Make love, not war. All that. Well, thank you so much once again to David Stackable. Don't have a crap attack _cosplay. Find him and follow Roxitano and follow Anna and follow Jay and follow everyone that you find interesting. Why am I telling you that? You're already doing that. That's I'm winding down. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com. Oh yeah, I'm closing it out. I'm not even inviting you to tell your story. If you want to tell your story, give me a call at 501-470-6386 or email info@radiowhat.com. All right, that's it. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.
Radio What? The music you want. Hey guys, this is Shelly G with a fast fact. The Carpenters' signature song, We've Only Just Begun, was originally part of a television commercial for a California bank. Do you have a fast fact? Share it with us at Interactive Radio, RadioWhat.com.
Follow Keys Dan on Facebook and Twitter. Click on the links at the top of KeysDan.com. Follow Radio What on Facebook and Twitter. Click on the links at the top of RadioWhat.com. The music you want is on.